Hey YouTube, welcome to day 2 of my 14-day YouTube challenge where I'm doing a video every single day for 14 days in a row. And today for my Merch by Amazon print-on-demand people, we're going to be talking about creating creative ideas for your t-shirt. And if you're a person and you don't feel that you're naturally creative, this video is going to help you out. So there is a site that I came across recently called Punpedia, and it's literally an encyclopedia of puns, and it's really going to get your juices flowing. And so I discovered this not too long ago by typing in keyword pun, looking for some ideas, and this site came up and I was like, oh my goodness. So I was literally sitting here for hours and hours just jotting down ideas, and now I'm ready to start designing. So I just want to show you some examples that I came up with. So I immediately zeroed in on dolphin puns for whatever reason. I'm not a dolphin fan, but it was a keyword that I had never really thought of for Merch by Amazon. So if you click on dolphin puns, each keyword, they give you examples and ideas for how you can use these puns. So for example, you can use the word porpoise for the word purpose. You know, get it? Something can become some fin. So how would you turn that into a shirt? Dolphins, something beautiful in the sea, or there's something in the water. And then of course you highlight FIN on the shirt, maybe make it in all caps or whatever to make the pun, obvious. So if you go through here, they give you all kinds of examples of things you can do. Now, what I would do, because what's going to happen after people watch this video, especially if this video happens to get a lot of views over time, everybody's going to be using the examples that I gave. I would highly recommend you use this as a template, but come up with your own ideas. And you'll see what I mean in a second. So I wrote down some ideas that I thought of based on just this page. So for dolphins, you've got FIN. So I thought of dolphins have finesse. And they do, they swim through the water. They're all smooth. So if you've got a cute little dolphin picture or design or whatever, and you put that in there, bam. Finesse in the sea. That's another phrase you can use. The dolphinative source for everything dolphin. That could be for dolphin fans. It could be for dolphin trainers. Or orca, the orchestrator of the sea. Orcas are killer whales. Orchestrators tend to lead things, right? So it's kind of a stretch, but you get the idea. So like I said before, don't just take my examples or the examples that are there, use the concepts. So you think, okay, what other words have fin in them? And you go, well, I can't think of anything that has fin in them. You can Google it. There are websites out there. I just typed in words with fin in them, and the freedictionary.com came right up. So not only do they give you words, but they have them broken down by the number of letters. So if you're looking for some different words that have fin in them, you can just Google it. It's all about being creative at the end of the day. And see, a lot of people think with Merch by Amazon, it's about being a designer. And hey, let me tell you, if you've got some background in t-shirt design, obviously that's always going to be an advantage. But I haven't sold over $100,000, or actually more than that. That's my royalty. I don't know what my revenue number is for Amazon, but I've earned over $100,000 on Merch by Amazon in a little over 2 years. And I can tell you it's not because I'm a designer. It's because I have come up with ideas that other people have not. And that's the key to success with print on demand in many ways. I'm not trying to minimize you designers out there because I'm a little jealous. I wish I had the skill, but being first with a unique, clever idea, even if it's just a simple text design, sometimes that sells better than the most creative or artistic design that you could come up with. So let's do some research now. Now I'm over here at Amazon and I typed in dolphin shirt. We all know, or at least you probably know by now, if you've been in merch any length of time, that that's just too broad. It's not specific enough. It's going to be too much competition. And it's just not a keyword I would typically go after in 2019. It's just too broad. If you look at the search volume underneath the word dolphin shirt or the keyword dolphin shirt, you'll see it's at $1,600 per month. So it gets a decent amount of searches. And then the cost per click on average, if you were to advertise with this keyword, it would be $1.08 per click. And by the way, this is the Keywords Everywhere Chrome add-on. So you can add this free add-on to your browser on Chrome, and you can get this kind of information to get an idea of how competitive a particular keyword is. So if you type in dolphin shirt and scroll, the first thing I notice is that the shirts that are ranking on top aren't even merch shirts. And one thing I noticed is that people seem to like a lot of all over print for their dolphin shirts. So if you design for Redbubble or any POD that allows you to do all over print, That might be a good idea if you're going to do some dolphin designs. Just keep that in mind. So when I scroll down, I finally come to a merch shirt that's a dolphin shirt, and it's not selling all that much. 605,000. Here's another one, 616,000. Here's another one, but it's not a merch shirt. So the merch shirts don't seem to be selling all that much. Notice, once again, the all over print, they're getting all the attention for these dolphin shirts. So this is not a keyword that I would go after. It's broad. It's not really selling a lot. So what I would do next is see if there's a way that I can narrow this keyword down a little bit so I have less competition and hopefully more demand. So when I type in dolphin shirt, and notice I'm getting some additional keywords. I am using another add-on. I'm telling you, I don't know how you can do merch without Chrome because of all the great add-ons. This is an add-on called the AMZ Suggestion Expander. It's another free add-on that adds onto Chrome, and it gives you additional keywords to research that Amazon's not going to give you. And so one of the keywords that got my attention is pink dolphin shirt. So that's a little bit more narrow. Let's see what that looks like. I notice my volume is a lot lower, 320 searches per month, 48 cents CPC, cost per click. So this is not as competitive of a keyword, and this is what you want. You want to narrow down. So if you are not familiar with Merch by Amazon, I should mention these numbers that you see below the shirt. This is from the DS Amazon Quick View extension, another extension, and it gives you an idea of how well shirts are selling. So the lower the number, the better. This is like the first extension that everybody that gets on merch installs. Everybody knows about this if you're in merch, but I just wanted to make sure in case you didn't. Now, you have to be careful with this keyword because there's a brand called Pink Dolphin, and it's this one here where you see with the plus sign, but to my understanding, I'm not a legal person, so please always check this with people who are licensed to give this kind of information. But as long as you're just doing a pink dolphin shirt, like pink dolphin, the color pink, and you're not infringing on their brand and design, you should be okay. I don't think they have a trademark on pink dolphin. You see what I'm saying? But again, I'm not a legal expert. So if you scroll through here, you will see that here's a pink dolphin shirt. Let's see how well it's selling. 958,000, not a lot. And I was wondering, are people searching for a actual pink colored dolphin, or are they looking for a dolphin shirt that's pink? But based on the results, I think people must be looking for the color pink. So a pink dolphin shirt. And here's another one, 1,506,000. So this is a narrowed down keyword, but the demand still is not that great. So what I would do next is go, okay, are there any other animals that have fins that I can use some of my examples on? And so immediately I thought of whales. So let's go back up to the top and let's type in whale shirt. And let's see what we get. Killer whale shirt. Now that's a specific kind of whale. So let's see what that looks like. See what kind of demand we get. 170 searches per month. Not a lot, but that also means it's probably lower competition. Here's one, 353,000. Not bad. It's actually a sponsored shirt. So this is probably someone who found this keyword and was like, I'm going to run some ads on this. Here's another one. Funny killer whale shirt, 484,000. 512. So this keyword, here's another one. Oh, I think that might be the same one. 501,000. So this particular keyword looks a little better. Less competition, but the designs are selling a little bit more. Now, this is not a hot keyword. You're not going to make a killer whale shirt and sell, 20 a day or anything like that. But I'm trying to give you an idea of what you want to do when you narrow down. So you want to try to find lower competition, but you also want the designs to be selling. One thing I didn't make clear, and I had to jump back in and add this later, when I'm looking for how competitive something is or how much competition is out there for that keyword, the main thing I look for is the number of results. So for example, dolphin shirt has over 3,000 results, but killer whale shirt only has 264 results. So as you're doing your research, you want to keep that number in mind as well. That's another way to gauge how much competition is out there for the keyword that you're going after. Now, with regards to making your dolphin, if you're like me and you have Photoshop, you love custom shapes because custom shapes can be installed into Photoshop and you can draw a lot of things very quickly. The only thing I will say is just to make sure you have rights to use these shapes commercially. And I get my shapes from all over. I don't get them from just one site. I typically will just Google whatever I need, and then I'll buy the pack or download the pack or whatever, but I don't get them from one specific place. I know I get that question a lot. I just get them for wherever I can find them. I search by keywords. So if you click the letter U, or you just come over here to the custom shape tool and select it, you can come up here and you can see, guys, I have a lot of custom shapes here. I have nurse related custom shapes. I had to buy a license for that. I do remember that. It was $90, but I do use it and it has, paid off. I've had some nurse shirts that have sold. But here's my dolphin right over here on the right. So in order to draw the dolphin, all I do is come up and select my color. So if I wanted to do a pink dolphin, I would select the pink, hold down the shift key so it's drawn in scale, click and drag, bam. I've got my pink dolphin or whatever color I want to make. Now, if you're going to do a killer whale shirt, probably don't want to do a pink dolphin, but I was just showing you that just because we were talking about pink dolphins. And the other thing I like about Photoshop is you can make your shapes have these like interesting patterns. So you can right click your layer and go to blending options, and you can add a pattern on top of your color. So if you want a pink dolphin, but you want it to have flowers, you can add a pattern on top of it. And then just like shapes, you can also install patterns in Photoshop as well. Just Google it. There's tons of videos out there on how to do it. But I can choose different patterns to overlay on top of my dolphin. So if you want to make a retro 70s dolphin with some flowers, there you go. Just like that. And you can toggle the opacity. That determines how strong the flowers come in. So if I keep the opacity low, you can barely see them. But if I make it higher, increase it, you can see the flowers are stronger. So imagine doing this with many different shapes, many different patterns. You can come up with a lot of different ideas for your art. And I use this a lot with print on demand. So I hope this was helpful, you guys. Now you can see how you can use this tool to come up with ideas, but I cannot emphasize enough how important it is for you to come up with your own ideas, and don't just take the examples that they mention on the site. Use that as a template and go, oh, let me use another word that has fin in it and come up with my own idea. So good luck. Talk to you later.